Well, hello again, folks. It's I80386SX, your host for tonight and every other stream we ever do on this channel. Going to make this a nice, hopefully short and sweet live stream just to, yes, I'm alive, people. I promise, I'm alive. So, yeah, what is on the docket for tonight? So, we have our VCF Midwest Compaq Prolinea 466, which we're going to give some love to it. We got some hardware to make that possible, so we're going to get right into it, fairly shortly anyway. They're going to tell me, what's wrong with it? Well, we'll do a real quick, in case you missed it. This be loose. That's no bueno. Well, it's fairly loose. Backplate missing. The CMOS battery that's in it is held in by glue. That's a wee bit of a problem. So we're going to fix that problem, shall we? Yeah, we're going to fix that problem. So, first thing is first, we bought a cover for it. Fortunately, somebody on eBay had one. I don't know if it's the exact generation, but my memory's a little fuzzy on that. But yes, first thing is first, we are going to put this cover on, and I'll show you how that's done. See, there's 1, 2, there's 3 things that hold it on. Did I get them all? That was a little too easy. It felt a little too easy, but regardless, that's already looking a lot better. We can put our screws on, and I at least made my effort to be prepared about it. I set aside 4 screws. Oh, there they are. The book is important for later. Okay, so in this unit, the power supply is held in with 3 screws. Which I'll admit, that's a little bit of an unusual config, but it does the job. Come on, get in here. Okay, great, thanks. Well, I almost came prepared. So that one is in. And that actually might have been legit the right size screw for this. There's 2. And there's 3. We are well on our way to restoring the system. Doesn't it look so much better with the proper plastic cover on it already? And that can go at this point. That's just a sticker that came with it. I know, and I kind of ranted about this guy and the way he repaired some of the stuff, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This might have been possibly one of his first repairs. Could be, well, there wasn't a lot of parts available, didn't want to sink too much money into it, etc., etc. So we're just going to go with that. But the next thing we need to fix, at this point, I am going to do 2 wrongs make a right. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Let's get it in place here. So, right here. This is the elephant in the room. Whoop. I'm teetering either with the idea of just cutting that off, or if it just peels off. It just peels off. I kind of want to cut it off, to be honest. I know it's not exactly the right thing to do, but at least it'll look a hair better. There's one. And there's two. If for some reason we can't get a external replacement to function with this, I'll roll resolder an end on it. That's I own that one. But undocumented feature, fun fact. So on most Compaqs, the early variant, for example, and the Pentium era variants, this sticker is a wealth of information. Including how to hook up a CMOS battery. This variant does not have that. But lo and behold, because I'm a Compaq hoarder, we have the good book. 486 base computer with 4 megs of memory. So we gotta find this J5, and then we gotta pull off the jumper for J14 when we get that far. So, and it's a readily available solution, which is also available in my eBay store, 80486X. This is Railback 840, Compaq part number 161 something. I'll put a link in. It's also very commonly used in Macs, so that's fun. So, anywho, let's get back on the bird's eye view of this bad boy. And my batteries are polarized, so there's only one way to put them in. And they will always be polarized. And there, J5 is actually the one we wanted, not J15. Is next to the power supply in this particular unit. We'll find a place to Velcro that at some point. We might be able just to... Oh, that has no screws either. Okay, this is going to be a fun... I don't know quite where to put this, but I think the owner's manual legit has a solution for that. No, it doesn't. Okay, the owner's manual does not tell you where to exactly mount the thing, but, well, we're smart here. At least I think we're smart. And yes, and I stand corrected. It is, in fact, jumper J5. So, yeah, we're good there. So, that is your undocumented fun, or sparsely documented fun. How far do I want to nitpick on this? Because these screws are not Compaq original. Those look like metric screws. I also have the notable fault that this is not anywhere near close to the original, or at least an era-appropriate drive. Now, finding the OEM equivalent drive for this is going to be very slim to nil. They came with the Quantum Pro drive. Most of them did. If you got lucky, you got an ST3250 Seagates. There's probably a few others it came with, but we are going to fix that. We're going to use this Fujitsu for something else, is what we're going to do, because it's kind of a waste in this machine. But so that is out. And instead, we're going to put in another VCF Midwest find. This Connor, 200 megs. I don't think these screws are even the right size, to be honest. Yeah, these look like metric. We need some good old-fashioned 6/32 screws to go in there. For some of my folks over there, friends and folks and well-wishers or worst enemies there over the pond, we need screws that are in freedom units. That's going to take a minute, but we got... And just because I am such a picky gentleman about this, we'll call myself a fuddy-duddy when it comes to these screws. we are going to find the screws that came with it, or at least an equivalent. Since we already went big and I already complained, we gotta go big. Or we gotta go home. But I'm already home, so there's that. And so we need basically this screw, although we'd like them a little shorter than that. But I think those can be used for something else. Ooh, that one will probably work. We're gonna take out all the Compaq exclusive ones I find here. Ah, that one, yeah, that might do. We'll try it. Yeah, there's a whole mess of Compaq original screws in the handful I grabbed, so maybe we got lucky. I don't know. There's 5. Let's see. And there's 6 in my hand for sure, so I'm at 7. Ooh, we got 7. Lucky number 7. And number 8. And we'll see where that goes. Ooh, number 9. Although that one I think's pushing length a little bit, but we'll start with that. There's another long one. So let's get these on. I'm not sure if Compaq was really doing much with Connor at this point when this Prolinea came out. I could be wrong. All right, that's a winner. Oh, you can't see my screen. You can't see what I'm doing. Let's do that. Now, before I put the hard drive back in, there's another notable room for improvement. That one's not necessarily the seller's fault, or actually it's not. I can't blame the seller for that one. But I'll show you in a minute here. So, you notice there's 3 empty RAM slots here. Let's do something about that with more VCF Midwest parts. I have 4 sticks of RAM. We'll start with these 2. I don't think these need to be, well, they can't be paired because there's only 3 slots. And Compaq kind of did it cheap here. Because if you notice, there's a place for another RAM slot, but they chose not to. But we're going to go from right to left. Maybe. Pretty much doing this with my non-dominant hand, blindfolded basically. Maybe. I think I had it in right the first time. I legit don't know. No, I think this is right. We had it in right the second time. No, it was right the first time. I bad. Okay. It's a general USB port rules. You gotta insert 3 times before you get it right. Okay, that's a satisfying crunch. The second satisfying crunch is going to ensue shortly. Okay, we'll start with the 2. And we'll put the hard drive in next. Connor CFS210A. A little bit more purity appropriate drive for this unit. And Oh, he did have two of the screws, or did he? He did two of the nuts on there, that power supply properly. Good. Okay, that's not all bad. And we're going to put two more. We're going to fasten this hard drive. Although there's one thing I did not account for here, and I don't know if I have anything handy for it, is the BIOS. It's on these later ones, it has the partition on a partition at the beginning of the hard drive. It's not built into the system. One of those things that Compaq really, that was a swing and a miss for them. But here we go. We got most of our stuff upgraded. We have an unknown amount of RAM. That's between 8 and, I'm going to guess, 32 megs of RAM. Or is it? Oh, they're both 16s. Let me think about this. So 36. We'll go between 8 and 36. Maybe between 12 and 36. There you go. There's more than 4. That much I do know. That is established. So we're going to just plug in a keyboard to start. And we're going to be ready to power up. Okay, so are we plugged in? No, we are not plugged in, but we're going to fix that problem shortly as well. And time to adjust your screens. Why are we having a reflection here? Let's do it. We still have a reflection. Eh. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, here we go. Powering up for the first time. Whoa, okay. Those are 8 meg sticks. Okay. Ooh, we're off to a not so good start here. So let's go back. Let's diagnose our problem here. And I don't know, I apologize if you missed that. Let's diagnose the diskette problem first. That may have just been legitimately... Oh, it's just disconnected. I think that's it. Okay, back to the screen. We're definitely on the screen this time. Let's see if it's unhappy again. That's a little bit happier. Okay, it just became disconnected. Okay, we're good. We're good. To be expected, as the CMOS battery was flopping around all the way from Chicago up to northern Wisconsin. That does not shock me one bit. We are going to try setup disks for the Compaq Portable to see if this is in fact compatible. If it is, we are going to do a full send. There's no real consequences if it'll stop us. Oh, I don't have a mouse connected to this. I probably should do that. Okay. You complaining so far? A little bit shocked that it's not so far, but we'll keep going. I don't know exactly where it stops you if it's an incompatible version. I'm shocked. 0. It is 9/26, 2024. It is 7:02 p.m. Holy cow! It's compatible. Although it does say Compaq setup for portables up there, so I'm sure that that's probably not in our best interest to have. But yes, it is confirming itself as a Prolinea 466 486 DX2 at a whopping 66 megahertz. No B drive. A drive is 3.5-inch floppy. Pretty standard goodness right there. And then you got the 202 meg drive. Nothing exciting here. No, nothing exciting there. Oh, I did not know that was an option. I might have to check out my other Prolinea and see if that option suddenly comes up. But we're going to go ahead and do this. I'll get the desktop one on here when I can get a copy of that quickly. Not in the middle of a live stream. Worst case scenario, the Prolinea 575E definitely has it, and I can make discs from that. And I will say this counter hard drive was an absolute lifesaver, especially for a future project involving the SLT. See what it does. Create. Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit. We'll put a DOS disk in here. I just pressed the escape button here, just for anybody wondering. And let's see. And yep, it does have a partition on it. So let's get rid of that. These floppy drives have a lot of spring on them. I remember that from high school. You launch a disk just eject button just right. You can get the disk to fly out. was kind of hilarious. Guess you had to be there. Okay, so that's crying about that. It is recommended that you do this, so we're going to do that. All right, reboots. I gotta make another order for Velcro. No, we're good. We are down to 6. All right, so another reboot ensues. And that Velcro strip I just put down that you can't see will be to attach the CMOS battery to the case. You can tell ever so slightly there is now the blinking rectangle in the upper right. Now I got masking tape over it that isn't helping the viewer here, but I did see it, just rest assured. I don't need the good book anymore. I'll put that back in its original holding spot. English. Not a fan of these animation discs, but these two have really held up well over the years. And we got a little under an hour at this point before we got to sign off. Yeah, let's see if we can get it to do it just for fun. Funsies here. Highly technical. Nope, that one did not do it. Okay. We shall stop horsing around for the moment. All this awesome content. Nobody's around to see it, or they're all being silent. I'm not sure which one. All right. Let's get it from the hard drive now. And we'll let it go through the RAM count just to humor things here. I have 10. Yeah, it's hiding the blinking lights behind the tape, but good enough for jazz. So they shall move on to a DOS install right now. Ooh. The battery still has 3.3 volts, the original one I pulled out, that is, the Sunbeam, so if we have a modern day computer that needs a CMOS battery, it'll be more than good enough for that. Or if I decide to do one of my zany experiments, this one will work just fine for that, so I'll just stick that off to the side. So we press the Enter key, we configure the disk space that's left, and we move on to the next step. Fun. Oh shoot, I did not account for the hard drive format, so we'll have to wait on that. It's like that's a 200 meg drive, so it's not going too bad. Knock on wood, this is going pretty fast. Not too bad. All right. No bad sectors on this drive. I'm feeling as Connor was very nicely taken care of. He lived a good life and it's probably in a temperature controlled environment, low moisture, pet free. Now, not pet free anymore, but I'll tell you this much. This is going a lot faster than it did on the 286, the SLT. But you'd hope so, a 486 versus a 286. While that's doing that thing. All right. Disc 2. I'm not quite ready to put the cover on it. But I do have something that'll give this thing a nice little bow. Well, maybe I shouldn't go that far. Maybe not quite a nice little bow, but I do have something that would get us back to my high school days that goes in this machine. A little bit of planned obsolescence on the part of the manufacturer of this said device, but hey, we have one. Just gotta find what the world I did with it. Only 2 corners it could be in. I just saw it the other day. Overhyping the most mediocre thing in the world, I realize at this point. Maybe I moved it. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, unfortunately, we're losing other stuff. From an unknown computer. There we go. For a whopping... Oh, I gotta change the disc. For a whopping $2.50, we have an Intel Etherlink card. The TP16, if I remember my lesson correctly on this. If we have time to put Windows 3.1 on it, we can find that out real quick. Yeah, this is an Intel 8/16. So yeah, the fun fact, this card will not interface with Windows 2000. Oh yeah. Oh, anyway. So yes, these are the NICs that came with these, at least in the high school computers. It's possible that they added them after the fact. I don't know if Compaq or the reseller of this machine, what their role is with this, if anything. I just realized my tripod's in the way. Oh well. Put that next to that. Remove all floppy drives and press enter. Let's do it. We'll see how this goes with the Windows for Work groups. But if we're going to do that, we need a mouse. And I was prepared because I had a serial mouse. And so happened to be out. Perfect. On to our next step. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, we have somebody. There's a hello, Philip. Howdy from the Motor City. Not too terribly far away from me. Depending on how you draw it up. There we go. Windows Workgroup 3.1.1 for disk 2. So I hope everything's going good with you today, Philip. Yes, I'm actually hiding in Wisconsin, fairly west of a few miles west of Titletown. And that's going unusually fast for a floppy install. The mitten wannabes. Okay, well, we forgot to put the nick in there. That's all good. As if you are seriously a Lions fan, I do actually have a soft spot in my heart for them. And particularly Dan Campbell, I do like. Oh, it didn't need a product number. Okay, great. And this is where I think it's going to go a hair slower. There we go. Starting to do something now. I'm not too far away from you age-wise there. I don't, football, just a little bit hair less excited about it than I have been in recent years, but maybe that's between this, getting into this hobby and my new job, newish job, that might have changed some things. He thinks I should have done a little prep work on this, but that's all right. Yeah, fair enough. My wife doesn't get into it unless she's going out the games. I teach their own. Although in those December games, I'll take the commercials to sit in a 70-degree house. Although I won't turn them down if they're good tickets. I actually did go to the last home game the Packers had, 13th row. That was a pleasant surprise, and I thought that was going to be a boring blowout. Windows 3.0. I've never actually worked with that, believe it or not, but I have a feeling I'm going to be right on the verge of working with that. Yeah, that's the way it goes. The forever saved PC stuff sometimes does get lost, or there was a roommate that had me get rid of a lot of stuff many moons ago. I somewhat complied with it. I kick myself every day. But some of the Compaq portables I did not throw out. There was no way. And NASCAR is something I never thought I would enjoy going to, but if being there live is a little bit more exciting, that might be something I consider one day. Oh, let's not do this lost packets thing. Now I actually got somebody on. Now OBS wants to misbehave. Oh, Mom threw out your 5150. I hope you disowned her. I'm kidding. Don't do that. My mother at first did not like this hobby all this much, or having all the computers in the house, but she respected my stuff. So it's no matter how much angry we got at each other, we didn't touch stuff. So she also would never touch booze, so that probably would help. At this point, I think she's happy that I have a hobby, no matter how expensive it could get sometimes. Stick to meth like the rest of us, yeah. My last job, they drug tested me all the time, so if I even had the idea of doing meth, I'd probably be caught pretty quick. Current employer didn't, it surprises me, considering what I have access to, but They don't like the plant here, that's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. In 2020 is when I got back into this, back into the hobby, if you will. When everybody was at home, including myself. At the time, I worked at a casino, and you know the first back in the pandemic days, what's the least important? Gambling. So I was home a lot in 2020, and during the second bound, and there was a Retro Tech Chris is another YouTube channel worth checking out, although he hasn't uploaded anything recently. He's the one that resurrected the Compaq Portables Facebook group. So it's like, you know what? I have a bunch of this stuff. Let's. Whoops. Helps to have the flop again. And we are not going to set up any networks because we don't have a network card installed. But we're going to see if this NIC card that I have auto detects, as I think there's a 50-50 shot that it will. And that's about where I'm going to end the stream. Let's see this. Made the mistake of trying to do this through keyboard. Okay, where did that NIC go? Welcome back to high school. Well, that's fun. This NIC is definitely staying in this machine, so I might as well fasten it one way or another. Yeah, yeah, this was going to be a short stream tonight. Justin D. Morgan usually has his at 8 Central. And I do try to respect the other streamers out there, especially the ones that are organized enough to have a schedule like him. So yeah, you'll see me over there in about 25 minutes. And I don't have a network cable handy, or do I? Think, Skinner, think. We do have a network cable handy. Nick is in. I do love the sound of a fully working Connor. Yeah, I'm going to try to get back on a schedule again. It's been very inconsistent the last couple of months. Just it's been incredibly busy between core switch replacement and VCF Midwest. Despite the fact that it did not have a booth there, it still felt like it was very busy. And other external events. All right, let's see. All right, so let's see if I remember how to do this now. It's been a hot minute. Network setup, here we go, let's try this. Oh, nice, I didn't know there were smaller ones in Michigan. I wish it was the Upper Peninsula, but I'm glad you have them regardless. Let's see here. HP, IBM. Let's try that one. Oh, yes. 4, 5, 9. Try that. Transceiver type twisted pair. And it's still quite a ways away. Oh shoot, I bet I messed up. I think the ferry's still going if I really wanted to do something like that, but disc 7. I'm almost tempted to organize a VCF Wisconsin just to see if to gauge any interest in it. Although I'm not going to go to Milwaukee or anything to do it, but so good night, kiddos. Now, between all the family emergencies that happened at work, you don't neglect the kids and don't neglect the parents. Amen, brother. Amen. We're not a mistake by the lake. Oh, it's going to do a full-on restart? Well, it started not working. I know I need a TCP/IP package in order to really do anything effective here. Or do I? Let me think about this for a second here. We have things. I have no idea what it did. Just see something. Okay. Alright, whatever. Alright, well, my memory on that's too rusty anyway, so that was worth a shot. Pretty sure I have to go get TCP/IP. Yeah, I gotta go get it if I'm gonna do that. So I am going to leave it at that. We have about 15 minutes before Justin D. Morgan, so we're going to cut it here. We're pretty close to the end. So, not too bad of a night. We got that CMOS battery replaced. We got a proper hard drive. We are now 20 megs of RAM, which I think we can push it a little bit more. Put that over there so I don't lose it. We got a network card from my high school. It's an equivalent one. It's not one from the high school. So those are long gone as far as I know. But yeah, so regardless of what I had to do to get this far, I am thrilled about having one of these in my possession. Whether I overpaid for it or not is a different story, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah. But regardless, I'm going to try and get back on a regular schedule. I have a couple of announcements that are going to be coming up. I do have another scripted video coming up. There was a subscriber, with minimum of viewer, that had a question about the diagnostics partition on an Armada 1500 series, so that'll be probably next. So then I got a whole mess of CF cards to test out, but we're going to do that offline. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Philip, for joining. For any that did join or join after the fact, thank you for joining, and have a good one.